Hey, Segovia, back with another one. In today's reaction, we got some mysterious videos from TikTok's Dark Side. You guys ready? Before we get into it, be sure to hit that thumbs up, y'all. We got to 2,000 yesterday. Let's keep the train going, right? But enough with the chit chat. Let's get into the video. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
Everybody's breathing from their chest. You breathing from survival mode, right? You breathing from your chest. You breathing wrong. Listen, let me say what I mean. Did you know this? That just deep breaths every day will get you out of fight or flight state. Just by deep breaths alone, right? So everybody went around breathing wrong, and your breathing is the reason why everything is happening, because you breathing like this. Now everything is happening fast.
That's true.
When you breathe like this, you can slow the earth down.
Very hard to do, though, in that fight or flight.
Slow it down.
Very hard.
Y'all out there, that's why y'all feel chaotic right now. Y'all feel like y'all life is not in y'all control, because it's not.
Right? And that's why it's not a lot of times when you was in the Navy, the thing on the Navy, what's that shit in the
Submarine.
No, come on, gang, I'm on the Marine. I'm talking about the
Navy SEALs.
The Navy SEALs. They have breathing techniques, right? They hold one side like this, hold it for 4 seconds, like that, yeah, and it put a brain fog.
I've been waiting for this moment for a long time. I've been trying to sleep with my brother Kai for a very long time. And a lot of people like, yo, what you mean by that, Ray? Like, and I'm like, yo, you know what I mean by that. I've been dying to take a shower with my friend, right?
And that, yeah, no, the ground looks to us like it's standing still.
Did you notice any curvature while we were up there?
No.
No? What did you see while we were up there?
Just the blue sky, white clouds.
Yeah, is it flat or?
Pretty flat.
Pretty flat?
Yeah.
Alright, thank you.
I was reading a lot of stuff on the flat earth.
Okay, yeah. True.
That's true?
Yeah.
Okay, all right, cool. All right, God bless, brother.
Did you notice any curvature while we were up there?
Curvature, no.
No? There's no curvature?
It's just all flat.
Casey, how are you, mate? Pleased to meet you guys. There's no way this curvature. We're around the flat, aren't we?
Definitely.
We are, aren't we? Thank you.
Most pilots know their plane is flying over a plane. A stationary plane. Always a smooth and level flight. We never feel the plane dipping its nose down.
We've been lied to about everything. Part 1. Did you know that McDonald's has over 10,000 contracts with hospitals? 10,000. What? And they say it's because they're feeding the sick. They're helping feed the healthcare workers. But at the end of the day, we all know that McDonald's is one of the most unhealthy things that we can put into our bodies. My question is, what do those contracts actually state? And I guarantee you it's not what they're telling us, and it probably begins in S and ends in green. But everything's just a conspiracy theory, right?
Now, I know the Children's Hospital in Phoenix, I used to pick up there when I worked for LabCorp, had a Ronald McDonald Center. And they had a Ronald McDonald that sat in front of, like you could take pictures with on the bench. Now, I'm sure they have a contract with that Children's Hospital. And I made a comment about it a long time ago, and a lot of people said, hey, they have done a lot of good things for me, helped out my family when needed. I understand. But that food they're putting out and getting those young ones to see Ronald McDonald and McDonald's and all that, that's what's wrong, right?
3 rappers that y'all love, like y'all would kill, well, not say kill y'all something, but like y'all would be in turmoil if I told y'all we're about to talk about this David guy. He was fucking a girl who was like 14 or 15. I know like 3 Chicago rappers y'all might consider legends. I was doing the same. It wasn't for me to talk about because nobody went to the police. I don't know if these people were true. I don't know the story, if they lied about their age. It's not for me. And
Christian author Frank Turek was in the car with Charlie Kirk and explains what happened immediately after Charlie Kirk was assassinated.
Now, here's what Erica wants me to relate on Sunday. This is going to be the hard part, but maybe all.
Oh, wow. So he said, here's what Erica wants me to relate. So Charlie's wife actually wants him to talk about this. I didn't even hear that beginning part.
The comforting there. Now, here's what Erica wants me to relate on Sunday. This is going to be the hard part, but maybe also the comforting part. Charlie Kirk was literally like a son to me. I have 3 sons. He was like my 4th son. My 3 sons are a little bit older than Charlie. He was like my 4th son. So when he was hit, if your son got hit, what would you do? What would you do? I got in the car. Because if there was any way I could save him, I had to do something. I couldn't just, okay, just take him. You guys got it. So they got him into the side of the car. It was an SUV. It was the SUV we took over. And I'm on one side, and there's actually some video of this. Somebody's taking video of this. I'm on one side of the car, the right side, and they're getting Charlie in. So I run over to the other side, but the guy who was dragging him in is now blocking that entrance. So at that point, I run around to the back. I pop the back gate open, and I jump in the back. The car lurches forward. Apparently somebody jumped in the car. So the car lurches forward. So I almost fall out of the car, or the SUV. Then I grab the thing and close it. And there's 5 of us in the car now. Justin's driving. Dan is up front with the GPS. Rick has got him. Rick's on my left, and Brian is there, and I'm coming over the back seat, and Charlie's laid out in front, just right in front of me. And Charlie's so tall, we can't close the door. We drove 4 miles, I don't know, it's 4 something miles, all the way to the hospital with the door open. To this day, I don't know how Brian stayed in the car, because we're just go, 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 go. We're trying to stop the bleeding. You saw it. And I'm yelling, come on, Charlie, come on, come on. Meanwhile, my phone is still on. My son and daughter-in-law are hearing this whole thing. And his security team, again, Justin, Dan, Brian, and Rick, they loved Charlie. But they were much cooler than I mean, they're just carrying out, they're calmly, but they're swiftly doing exactly what they were trained to do. Rick starts praying out loud. I'm praying out loud. We're yelling, come on, let's go, let's go, let's go. My son's hearing all this. And we're doing the best we can to navigate traffic. This is not a highway. We're on surface streets. And suddenly there's an ambulance coming toward us. And there was conversation in the car. Should we stop? We're like, no, just keep going. Just keep going. The doctor later said that was the right thing to do. Ambulance goes by us. We're still heading to the hospital, trying to get there. At one point, somebody says, let's get there in one piece, because we're cutting through intersections. We're just beeping the horn. This is not a emergency vehicle. There's no lights. There's none of this. And I go, we got to start CPR. So I try and start that. Now, Charlie wasn't there. His eyes were fixed. He wasn't looking at me. He was looking past me right into eternity. He was with Jesus already. He was killed instantly and felt absolutely no pain. That's what I was told later. But of course, we had to try. And by the way, there was just nothing any of us could do about it. We were giving him CPR, but nothing was happening. It wasn't like if we had better first aid or we had better medical facilities or we were faster to the hospital, we could have saved him. We couldn't. So if that's any comfort at all, Charlie didn't suffer. He was gone. He was with Jesus, absent from the body, present with the Lord. That's where he was. Now, it is true, when we got to the hospital and they started working on him right away, they did get a pulse back. And so Rick and I were everyone's praying. We're just praying for a miracle. We had a small sliver of hope. And the doctor later said that we got a pulse because Charlie was a very healthy man, but the shot was catastrophic. So 20 or 30 minutes later, the surgeon came out and said he was dead.
Is that your sister, Katie?
Oh my God!
That's my mom.
Oh, that's your mom?
Hold on, we gotta get a side by side.
Wait.
Oh my goodness.
That is scary. She's the first. She's the prototype.
All right, let's get it. This building used to be the parish for St. John's Episcopal Church that's right next door. You'll see it in a second. I'll be doing a video on that one too. Both buildings were supposedly built in the early 1800s. Same architecture as all the other churches, same, especially the stone churches. But just check that thing out. You got the Trinity signs with the 3 windows above the Trinity. That geometric pattern creates a 6-point star if you look at it. And there used to be a bell up in the middle there too, all the way up top. But look at all those huge windows. The architecture on that stonework. There's wood up top. I'm guessing they put that in after. Why would you put wood on this beautiful stonework? It don't make sense. But yeah, the bell used to be up there in the middle. Yeah. You look at this cornerstone, they take off the says date. Everything else besides the dates. And the other side looks like some kind of cross or something. I'm not really too sure. But just another beautiful building. Wait till you see the one that's built next to it, the original one. But go like, repost, follow for more. I appreciate it. Love. Peace.
Alright, y'all. Where's all my astronomy people at? That's the moon. And what is that beside it? Like, it looks like a star. I'm assuming it's a star, but anybody got any thoughts on it? Let me know, comment.
Did you know an Oscar winner uncovered Hollywood's darkest secret and paid the ultimate price for it? In 2003, Adrian Brody won the Academy Award for Best Actor, but his acceptance speech contained strange coded phrases that few understood at the time. Behind the scenes, Brody had been meeting secretly with private investigator Isaac Cappy, who was researching disturbing activities in Beverly Hills mansions. What they discovered was horrifying. Medical equipment hidden in celebrity basements, extraction chairs, and refrigeration units filled with young blood. Cappy had documented evidence of A-list stars participating in ritualistic blood harvesting ceremonies at exclusive parties. The procedures were clinical and brutal. Victims were restrained while their blood was slowly drained using hospital-grade equipment. Brody found detailed records showing how the extracted blood was processed and distributed among Hollywood's elite circle. The deeper he investigated, the more horrified he became at the scope of the operation. Within months, his sources began dying under mysterious circumstances. Cappy himself was found dead near a highway bridge. Brody's career suddenly went silent. He never spoke about his discoveries again. The investigation died with his sources.
What if your family is not your real family? Think about this. Why are you the only motherfucker that's tuned in to what's going on? Like, why are you the only one that's able to pick up on the shit that's happening around you? You calling out everything, you seeing everything for what it is. Even think about the functions. Like, you don't even kick it with your family like how everybody else in the family kicks. It's something in there that won't even allow you to do it. That's because a lot of y'all were separated from your families. See, think about this. A lot of the babies get took out the hospital room when you have. You really don't know what's going on in there. A lot of people might say, oh, well, I know how my baby look, I know how my baby. It is protocols where you can literally clone. You can have your baby looking like another baby. Technology is so advanced. You have to ask yourself, why out of everybody in my motherfucking family, why it seem like I'm the only motherfucker that's peeping out shit? Why am I the only motherfucker that's tuned in with what's going on? And it seems like your family is working against you. It seems like they trying to stop you from what you seeing. It's like you see this big ass giant over here. And they're like, what giant? Where at? Right here. What you mean where? I don't see it. The war is right around you.
You know, I feel him when he says about not being tuned in, like at gatherings and all that, because I've always felt that way with my extended family, right? Like cousins, aunts, all that. But what he says about, you know, they take your child away from you, you know, when you have them, that's true. They do. They go do measurements and all that. But I told Mama Bear like after, because I thought about that, you know what I mean? But this guy must not have kids because they couldn't have pulled that on me. Like when I saw that boy, I knew every feature about him. I knew what he looked like. I knew his eyebrows. I don't know if that was just me being aware of everything, but they wouldn't have been able to pull that on me, you know, because I don't know what it was. Some instincts kicked in when I looked at him. Like I just got that photogenic memory of him that they wouldn't have been able to pull that. Because honestly, I was thinking it, you know, what if they mix match, whatever? And no, no.
But here's the truth they don't want you to say out loud. Space travel has not progressed. In fact, it's the only major area of technology that has gone backward. Think about it. They tell us they flew to the moon in the 1960s, before mobile phones, before the internet, before GPS, before 4K cameras. And now, with all the tech we have today, they can't even do it again. They say, we lost the technology. Are you kidding me? Imagine building a car in 1969 that could drive across the entire country on one tank of gas. And then in 2025, with unlimited money and advanced technology, we say, sorry, we just don't know how to build that car anymore. That's what they're saying about the Saturn V rocket.
Bombs going on in Houston.
Damn, bro, this is crazy, dog. All night, bro.
Military helicopters too.
All right, so I need to know who else is experiencing this, because I know it's not just me. I've never experienced the Mandela effect in the way that I'm experiencing it right now, and it's really freaking me out. So I've seen it with cereal brands, I've seen it with clothing brands, I've seen it with small things, and I always figured like, yo, maybe these are companies just changing the name of their brands, trying to finesse us, you know, and gaslight us. But right now, what I'm experiencing with Charlie Sheen is creeping me out. And listen, I rebuke these words. I don't want to make it seem like I'm speaking bad on his life, but I specifically remember this man passing away from AIDS like 2 years ago. So for me to see now a Netflix documentary and this man is still alive and breathing, it's really, really fucking my head up, bro. And I need to see in the comments who else specifically remembers this man passing away. Because this shit is weird. It's weird, bro. And I don't know. I'm starting to believe the theory that we really do be timeline shifting, bro. Like, I'm really starting to believe I'm from another timeline. I need to know who else is from my timeline. This shit is crazy.
Ford Motor Company. They had the exploding Pinto. A lot of people don't remember this, but there was a car called the Pinto. And if you slammed into the back of the Pinto, on occasion, the gas tank, which was right there, exploded and the people died or got horribly burned. Tragic. Well, dozens of Pintos exploded and people were dying. And the truth that came out, the absolute truth, was the engineers knew before a single Pinto exploded.
Of course.
They went to the board of directors of Ford Motor Company and said, we have a problem. We have a car that's virtually going to kill 3,000 people next year. 3,000 human beings are going to die horrible deaths in horrific fires in our car called the Pinto because we have an engineering flaw. We have to do a recall. And you know what the board did? The board said, we all own stock, guys. They were all guys. We all own stock, guys, in the company. Let's do an analysis. If we do a recall and announce it, how much is it going to cost the company? And what's that going to do to the stock price? It's going to crash by 50%. If we do nothing and we settle with all 3,000 people, giving them $2 or $3 or $4 or $5 million each to the families, how much will it cost the company and what will it affect the stock price? Well, there's no comparison. It'll cost the company less and the stock price won't tank. And you know what the response was in the meeting? Fuck them, let them die. That's exactly what was said at that meeting. And why?
Now, if they said it or not, you know, who knows? Who was he in the meeting? I don't know. They pretty much said it. Pretty much. If they didn't say it, they said it by actions. But I guess this corporate greed has just been always going on. It's always been going on. And we don't change because we're so separated.
Can you not have a song about whatever the fuck, you know, you want to make a song about? But we'll be turning up to songs about people killing each other, doing drugs, people fucking somebody bitch. So now it's like we're setting this moral compass on you and what you can play in this space. And I'm just saying that's something that I wake up and be thinking about shit like that. Like, man, am I pushing things forward or am I part of the problem? And I get scared for people that be around me. I see them, it's like, don't look back, you turn to a pillar of salt. Like, when people aren't ready to have this conversation with themselves and move.
It was very difficult to get a laser. You can only get it from China, ironically. It arrived after 3 months because everything was
Of course,
up.
3 months is good.
Yeah, 3 months
At
is
that
good.
time.
Oh, you know all about it, huh?
Of course.
Yeah. And imagine during COVID, everything is like all the ports are closed. And then I had to make a little circuit, blah blah blah, turn it on, smoke DMT. I see code running in the wall behind the laser. So at that instance, I didn't expect it to work because nothing ever works. Like, it's always some kind of a dead end. It's like they give you all these things. Okay, let's play, whatever. But then when I saw it, I was like, and Kelsey was in the room, I said, there's a code in the wall. And she goes, what do you mean? I said, I don't know how else to say it. There's a code in the wall. She goes like, but I don't understand. I said, okay, well, I don't know how else to say it. So I started showing other people, and every single person saw the same thing. And not only they saw the same thing, it's not even the specifics of the code, it's the way that it appears. It has this kind of tangibility, not quite as a person, but it has this kind of tangibility as if it's some kind of a mega object that is literally in every point in space. And to a lot of people who ask the question, yes, you can project it on human skin, all the same thing. It's literally in every point in space.
Can you change direction of the laser while you're doing it, or it has to be static?
No,
So
no, flashlight in the dark on something.
and people see it everywhere.
Oh, it's like I'm revealing something in the dark. It's like it's crazy. It's there's a lot of characters. They're moving very fast, and they're switching all the time.
The whole time we've been watching Michael Myers, we've been calling him a demon, the monster, the boogeyman. Come to find out, he was none of the above. He was just an innocent child that was a victim of a curse that was placed on him. He was a victim, bro. See, we were so busy getting entertained off of Halloween and looking at Myers like an idol that we didn't even notice they was giving us the true story of Halloween, putting it right in our face. Because if you don't know, the true story of Halloween is a festival known as Samhain. It's a festival to their lord, which is a demon, and they would sacrifice people and animals to this deity. This cult was known as the Druids. That's the same exact cult that's in that movie called The Curse of Michael Myers. In the movie, they explained the Druids had a symbol that represented a demon called the Curse of Thorn. This is that same curse that was placed on little Mike before he started unaliving people. So, like I said, this symbol represents a demon, a curse, and this symbol was placed on Mike. See, this is how it works. That symbol represents a demon that spreads sickness and destruction and chaos. To prevent this demon from spreading this chaos, there must be a blood sacrifice. And that's where little Mikey come in at. Because the curse of thorn is placed on a child by a leader of the cult. It commands that the child to unalive his entire family as a blood sacrifice to keep the cult alive. And listen to this. The child will be able to withstand serious injuries with supernatural abilities. And the more this curse is on him, the more evil he gets. So that's why he's able to walk while he's lit on fire like it's not even affecting him. That's why he can walk through doors of glass and it has no effect on him. That's why he can get shot multiple times and it has no effect on him. Because he is powered by a demon. And the more he walking around with this curse, the more stronger he become. The more evil he become. So not only Michael Myers has a lot of victims that has fallen by his blade, but he himself is also a victim of a curse that has been placed on him by a cult leader. And it also made a reference in the movie that he would never end his power until the last relative is deceased. And then it says, and the curse would be passed on to another child. So what does that say about Halloween? That it's saying that the curse will be passed to another child. This is a direct message to those who celebrate Halloween. They letting you know in your face what Halloween is truly about. Curses and spells and witchcraft. They letting you know when you celebrate Halloween, you're doing the ritual and you're unleashing curses into the world. But if you really want to understand Michael Myers or the holiday Halloween period, you don't have to watch no Discovery channels or learn about it on History channels or none of that stuff. You don't have to read about it. Watch this movie right here. This will tell you everything you need to know. This is not your average Halloween movie. This is called Halloween 3 Season of the Witch. Witchcraft. And in that movie, you're going to learn about a warlock who poses as somebody who's selling Halloween masks for kids. But the Halloween masks are cursed. And these kids are programmed to watch this TV show with the mask on, which is going to soon unalive them on Halloween night. Just like in that movie, The Curse of Michael Myers, they had a cult leader. This is also someone that's in a cult that's doing the same practice they was doing 3,000 years ago with Halloween, which was known as Samhain. Now it makes sense why Michael Myers wear his mask, because if this warlock did some type of magic curse where the kids unalive themselves by putting on this mask, then imagine what it do for Michael Myers. It does the opposite. Maybe his mask is full of magic, which hence the reason why he has these perks where he can disappear and reappear anywhere he wants.
A lot of people talk about the world is scripted. Nothing's really real. We live in a false reality. What's your take on that?
What do they mean by real? Can you ask those people when they talk and be like, are you real? If you're real and you think you're real and you're interacting with a fake reality, explain how that works. These same people that say, this ain't real, fake reality, illusion, da 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 da. They get off and they go to the club. They get off, they go play the game. They go play the fake game. They get off and they go drink the fake water, go drink and eat the fake food. You're still interacting in a fake reality. Why don't you just leave? If you've ascended to the point of understanding that this reality isn't real, then leave. You should have the keys to get out of here by now. So then where's the exit then? If it's not real, then Truman Show, when he realized that he wasn't real, he left. These people don't want to leave it because they don't really think it's not real. When they chase and tell and they out here having sex and doing their thing, they feel like it's real. And it's real enough and gives them pleasure enough that they want to keep doing it. When they get glory for people putting them up on pedestals and they think they're gods and they claiming this, it's so not real, but you want people to follow a not real account in a not real world. Everything is not real, but you're still here living the not real reality. You got a not real crystal chain that you just put up on your website for $222 because it's angel number. Ain't no angel numbers. You know it ain't no angel numbers. You know that you just plan on the community, the demographic that believes in angel numbers. So they're more apt to spend $111 on crystals or $222 because it's a magic number. They don't even believe that themselves. It's just a talking point. My point is a lot of people are passing time. They speak in these rhetoric points and they don't believe these things themselves, but it sounds good until somebody come up and ask questions. You want more solutions? Ask more questions.
Candace Owens just showed this picture on her newest video of Tyler Robinson, the Charlie Cook shooter. He was 15 minutes away from campus shortly after doing the shooting. He was supposed to be monitoring his clothes, according to the feds. From the text chain, if you map it out like Candace Owens been doing, keeping track of everything, he was said at this time he was supposed to be monitoring the drop-off area. But he was at a Dairy Queen eating food after killing someone? Yeah, the fuck right.
Right. That's a touchy thing for her to expose. If there's things to be exposed, I haven't honestly been following it, but it's not like, that prime minister that is with the man exposing that or things like that. Like, this thing, if it gets exposed, that could be dangerous for her, I think, because this Charlie Kirk thing, it made an impact. They're still talking about it on the news. It's still they're thinking about making his birthday a holiday. So she's in rough waters with that one, I think. But I'm here for it.
Of
Props to
CBS
her.
News. Shortly after Kobe was assassinated, she interviewed a former WNBA player who was great friends with Kobe, Lisa Leslie, and was asking Lisa Leslie, did Kobe rape that girl and call her, bashing the reputation of Kobe Bryant. Why? Because boulets do this, and then right after that interview, Gayle King, Oprah Winfrey's girlfriend, gets a $500,000 raise. This is what they do. They don't care about us. These gatekeepers, I'm telling you, Reverend Al, vitamin B deficient Sharpton, Jesse Jackson, Benjamin Crump, Farrakhan, they're all a part of the Boule secret society.
So we have this huge club, right? So Skull and Bones, then we have the Boulets, we have
all the names, you name it, Clintons, Bidens, Obamas, who's not in the club from this administration? But because it feels like this administration with Trump and JD Vance and all those guys, it's like they're the opposite of those, but they're in their club of their own. That's what it feels like.
You know what? They are, but they're not a part of the Illuminati.
I mean to tell me, y'all just figuring out that people get canceled?
C is pulling Jimmy Kimmel Live off the air indefinitely over the host's comments about Charlie Kirk.
This decision comes after FCC Commissioner Brendan Carr threatened to take action against Disney, which owns ABC. In a monologue Monday, Kimmel said the MAGA gang was trying to characterize Kirk's killer as anything other than one of them and score political points. ABC's decision came shortly after Irving-based Nexstar, a local TV ownership group, announced it would stop airing Kimmel. Kimmel has not responded. President Trump called the decision, quote, great news for America, and said that NBC should cancel both its late-night shows, which include frequent criticism of him.
Wow, the left and Democrats, y'all just figuring this out? Y'all didn't hear the baby get canceled just for, hey, don't be sucking dick in the parking lot. Y'all forgot that? Y'all know Farrakhan can't say nothing? Farrakhan got what they call banned. Y'all new to this? Y'all live in y'all such a delulu world. Damn. I'm gonna talk about a dead homie. That bad that y'all don't even notice. People been getting canceled. Ain't nothing new. What is wrong with y'all? Why do y'all play optional? This master better than that master. Like, why do y'all play like that? Like, bro, they been doing this. The freedom of speech, we've been talking about. We've been talking about this. I got a little hiccups here. The freedom of speech, we've been talking about this, bro. And y'all care now that y'all finally going through it? Whoa, that's crazy. 40 years we've been going through this, bro. 40 years. It's crazy that y'all just now noticing. Right? Trump do something. Talking about a dead homie. Y'all mad at dog because he canceled, bro, for being disrespectful to the dead homies. But sucking dick in the parking lot, that ain't that bad, I guess. You know what I mean? Niggas get canceled every day, B. That whole side been hijacked, bro. Black rights been hijacked, all right? They've been using it for other stuff. They need to redo this whole black rights and civil rights, all this stuff, bro, and put it all into one category. It'll make it so simple. Because what we got going on now, y'all don't even see it, man. Our plane been hijacked, bro. It got us fighting for some delusional shit, kids under 13 shit. I'm sorry, like I said, I got these hiccups. We're fighting for the wrong shit. That black rights train, that shit been gone, bro. Now they using it for all kind of weird stuff, man, and I don't even know what's going on. But now y'all starting to know this stuff because I guess Trump fighting back. You know, y'all boss, y'all massa, the massa fighting, and y'all like, leave my massa alone, please. It's crazy. It's crazy. Stop talking about dead people, bro. Like, damn, y'all don't get that? Y'all crazy, man. One thing to say niggas die every day, B. But to be like mocking a death, y'all wild, bro. Yeah, man, y'all, the energy you put out is the energy you get. This is not nothing new. Because it's new for you guys. This is new.
Social Trump responded to the news, writing in part, congratulations to ABC for finally having the courage to do what had to be done. That leaves Jimmy and Seth, two total losers on fake news NBC.
On September 24th of this year, so 1 week from today, do not believe anything that you see or hear. And I'm not talking about your day-to-day grocery store run, chit-chat with colleagues. I'm talking about anything startling, shocking, extraordinary, anything that you might consider remarkable, memorable. Why do I say this? Because one of my sources sent me an encrypted message tonight. And usually I get like a paragraph at least, kind of explaining what they're talking about and details of some sort. This was just one sentence, and in all caps it said, do not believe anything that you see or hear on 9/24. Now, this isn't one of my military buds that is sometimes wrong or gets delayed information or facts are skewed. This is someone I trust implicitly, has never been wrong. They have no reason to BS me. They don't BS. That's not who they are. They are very, one of those. I've known them most of my life. You don't have to take me seriously. I'm going to take it seriously. Now, what I find interesting, and I don't know if this has any connection to it, is the 24th is also the same day that Israel is going to internationally broadcast their trumpet ceremony. They're going to have 100 rabbis blowing 100 horns to celebrate, you know, all the red heifers that they've burned. And apparently they're going to have all of the ashes leading back all the way to Esther. Which reminds me of something. Project Esther. Now, if you don't know what I'm talking about, go back to my profile. I have a whole video, actually I have two, and they say Project Esther, where I explain what it is and what it's all about. Basically, you better fall into alignment, not be anti-Semitic, and, you know, if you are, you're going to lose certain privileges, like access to the market, access to, you know, society, etc. I go all through it, okay? But isn't it interesting how Project Esther is about anti-Semitism? And they're going to have the ashes from Esther on the 24th. And that also happens to be the day that I was just told, don't believe anything I see or hear. That's, I mean, they didn't follow through, but I'm putting two and two together here. So I hope you can do the math here with me, because obviously here, there's only so much I can say. Do the math, babe.
What have you contributed to the world?
I'm not sure if you're aware, but I created the world's most popular computer operating system.
No, of course. But as we all know, it wasn't actually you who created it. As a matter of fact, the predecessor of Windows, MS-DOS, was created by Gary Kildall, which you then basically stole from him for a couple of dollars.
It's not just development. There's a whole lot of important factors to running an enormously successful company like Microsoft.
So then let's leave the computer world for a moment. You have been a major spokesperson for COVID vaccines during the pandemic.
Yes.
What exactly makes you, a computer engineer who didn't even program his initial product himself, a valid representative of the pharmaceutical industry?
I have read a lot of books about that
yes,
topic.
But how does that?
Wait a second. And met with specialists from the field all over the world.
Mr. Gates, with all due respect, how do you feel about it now? Now that it's becoming more and more evident that the medication you were promoting, whilst having heavily invested in it yourself, thus making billions of it,
This is not how the world works.
has caused countless injuries, side effects, and death.
That's a very immature way of looking at it, quite frankly.
So here's my final question to you. Is this a behavioral pattern?
What do you mean exactly?
Taking technology from other people that you don't understand, selling a product full of bugs, causing massive damage, and profiting from it in a spectacular...
Speaking of the IRS and taxes, I saw a video was from the early 2000s. Past employed workers for the IRS, they all left because they figured out federal income tax is non-constitutional. And someone said, if you can find the law that says you have to pay federal income tax, we'll give you $50,000. And that's how the one IRS agent found it. She's like, okay, yeah, I work for the IRS. I'm going to find it and make $50,000. And she's like, there's no law.
What do you mean there's no law? We have to pay federal tax.
She even said upwards of 60 million people in the U.S. in the early 2000s were not paying federal income taxes. And then one guy, he's like, yeah, I'm not paying taxes on that. And he was brought to court and they're like, wait a second, we don't have a law. And so they couldn't charge him with anything. Okay. But then there's some conspiracy with the Titanic. There's someone on the Titanic that was a politician opposed to the collecting taxes for the Federal Reserve and stuff. And the Rothschild, they were supposed to be on the Titanic and they decided not to get on last minute. And then these guys that were opposed to the Federal Reserve died in the Titanic. A year later, federal income tax, the Federal Reserve was established.
In the old world, musicians, actors, artists, these types of people were considered the lowest part of society throughout the history of the world. Imagine being in the king's royal court. Call out the jester, right? He was the fucking clown. The musicians, I'm serious, because it was looked down upon. It was like, this is not a real job. Working the land, building things, being a fucking man. What man would go and pretend to be another man and tell stories? Like, you were considered a fucking mentally ill person, and a joke that was just for the amusement of society. What happened throughout history is that once Hollywood and the music industry became a thing, they took the lowest people of society with morality and put them at the top of the food chain. They flipped it upside down.
When you play the video game, right? You go through every mission and you beat the game, right? You know how every mission looked. You know what you did. And you know everything that happened in every level. Now imagine you go play that game again. Do those missions change? Do those levels look any different? No. You are constantly repeating everything over and over. But you're not realizing what missions you on. You're not keeping up with how everything looked. You actually forgot how everything looked. You forgot how everything felt. You forgot who you was. This is the video game. The missions are the same. You're just not aware of the mission. See, the video game shows you everything that you are existing in life. Any video game. Look at all of them. But the keys is behind the structure of it. The missions. You keep doing missions over and over. Are you catching it? In order to complete the mission, you have to remember what the mission was about. You beat the game already. Let's remember what mission we was on.
I mean, we do the same thing, routine, right? We do the same thing. Monday, wake up at this time, go to work, boom, eat at this time, come home, cook, a little bit of time to chill. Tuesday, do it again. Friday, we get a little out of routine. We sleep in a little bit. I see where he's going with that one.
When you're working on a plane and passengers are boarding, are you immediately judging everyone that's coming on?
We have to be safe. And so we are profiling everyone who is able-bodied, who is non-ambulatory, who is someone that could help us if we need to restrain somebody, who is someone I can go to if, I need someone to open the door, children, pets, people in wheelchair. Also, so that's why we say hello to everybody, the way you interact with me. Do I smell alcohol on your breath? Are you belligerent? Are you rude from the get-go? So these are all things that we take in, and we just keep that with us, and we keep that with us the whole time, like the whole time on the flight. And so, yes, we do judge everybody that comes on board because we have to.
Major breaking news in the movie making industry, y'all. Marvel, which is Disney, the biggest movie making machine empire on earth, they are pulling out of the United States, y'all. You heard me. The Fantastic Four, the next Avengers, Spider-Man, they are all moving out of the United States and moving across the water to the United Kingdom. I thought Marvel was located out in California, but their empire is actually in Georgia. And you know what just took place last week in Georgia at that Hyundai plant, right? About 600 Korean people left the plant, and now the plant is in bad condition, and now Marvel, Disney is pulling out.
Raise your hand if you love Marvel action movies. I'm one of those guys. Well, Marvel, which is mostly based in Georgia, has decided to make the decision to leave the United States of America with the loss of up to 20,000 jobs. It's leaving Georgia. It's mainly going to the United Kingdom with some production facilities to Canada. And the reason why it's leaving the United States of America is because it's too expensive to do business in the United States. And also, United States is a bit nuts right now.
So that's 20,000 people out of a job in the state of Georgia once again. And there's talks around town that a whole bunch of celebrities, including Jay-Z and Beyonce, after the wildfires that happened in Los Angeles, they purchased a 58-acre estate in the United Kingdom. Ellen DeGeneres moved to the United Kingdom. Rosie O'Donnell moved to Ireland, I believe. Christina Milian moved to the United Kingdom. Lindsay Lohan. Everybody's leaving the United States, y'all, because they know what's about to happen. And it's not like we care about where these celebrities are going, because that world is over with. But Marvel, the biggest movie making conglomerate, y'all, the shit is here, y'all. Did y'all know about this? Let me know down in the comments below, y'all. Let's continue to get it. Peace out.
Good. Take Hollywood out of LA. Get out of here. Y'all, you creepy, weird things you do. Sorry, all my UK watchers, but I was just in California in San Diego, right? Man, I was like, people out here are so rude. Now, I don't know, I bet a lot of them are, tourists, but, I got flipped off by 2 bums. Terrible, rude driving, aggressive driving, people not holding doors. I was like, "Man," like, even Arizona, like, Texas people are just it's a different type of people where I'm at. Friendly but California, man, what's up with y'all out there? What's up with y'all? What's up with y'all? It's homeless. They're so angry.
So I'm sure you've seen this video before of Cardi B rapping her song WAP, and she turned it off when her daughter walks in the room. And she caught a lot of hell because people was like, you don't let your own daughter listen to it, but you want to feed this to our children? And her response was, I make music for adults. If these kids are listening to it, that's the parents' responsibility. But the prime point that I want to get to is the fact that you know the content is poison, that you won't even allow your own daughter to hear it. And not do you not only know the content is poison, you're the one putting out the content. I don't give a damn who you make it for. The content is poison. It's a lot of stuff that's out here for adults, but it ain't morally right.
I think Disney acted because Disney is desperate to buy the NFL Network assets, and they're going to need the Trump administration to okay that. I think if you look at Stephen Colbert getting fired by Paramount, I think if you look potentially at Jimmy Kimmel getting fired by ABC, the story is not Colbert and Kimmel. The story is their networks have decided that those shows are not worth taking hits from the administration because they have bigger business ambitions when it comes to the merger that Paramount was allowed to do, and also when it comes to the NFL media acquisitions. I think they're currying favor with the administration by firing people that they know the administration does not like in an effort to try to get their acquisitions through as signed off on. That's the story here. Nobody's talking about it. Nobody's telling you any of it. That's really what's going on here. That's the story, guys. And really, this is a story about cowardice and corporate cowardice. Because when other parties were in power, Bob Iger gave them Roseanne Barr. He gave them Gina Carano. And now that another party is in power, he's giving him Jimmy Kimmel. And it's all about trying to do whatever is in the best interest of the business, not what is in the best interest of the principle of speech.
Remember when Roseanne got canceled, y'all? I think she was the number one show. They brought back Roseanne. She was the number one show on television at the time. And they gave it up because of what she said. So, hey, that guy's making some good points. It's just business. That's what they always say. It's just business. It's not personal.
What I'm about to show you is very disturbing. I don't have a rational explanation for it. I believe the matrix and the veil is thinning. And let me just show you. Viewer discretion is advised. Don't let your kids see this. Adults only.
Something through her baby monitor, but it's not her baby crying. It's something else. A low, raspy breathing, like a grown person is in the room, just standing there. Alarmed, Delaney grabs her phone and starts
This is crazy, guys.
wanting
Look.
to document whatever it is that's making that sound. But what the camera captures is far more terrifying than anything she could have imagined.
What the fuck is that? Pure blackness? What is that? Reaching out for their child. What?
Delaney shared this footage online with the terrifying caption, "What did my camera just capture?" And well, viewers believe that this is something evil, something demonic. But what do you think?
When I saw that, right? Listen, I watch hours upon hours of paranormal content, and I can decipher what's fake or what's not. That right there, my discernment spiked in a way that I have not felt ever. That is crazy. And I have no explanation for it. You guys have a blessed day.
That's why Diddy jazzed up that day. When we was at the party, he grabbed Lemmy by his collar and was like, don't ever play with that girl ever again. Talking about me. Like, don't ever play with her. Like, you'll play with their budget, play with talent. Like, y'all playing with me. I will never forget that day, bro. The Diddy party. We went to the little private area behind the, cause he had a house behind his house. Like, he had a backyard with his backyard with a fat bed. And then it had like a miniature little whatever. Me and Lemmy go upstairs. They tell him that he can't bring his security. He went in with no security, so it's just me and Lemmy. We go up in there. We go upstairs. He's like, "What's up, Diddy? You met Krishan. You gave her kisses on the cheek. Just wanted to follow up. I'm glad that you Krishan." And then he grabbed Lemmy by his neck. It was like, "But do you with her? Like, don't play with her. All she needs is love. Don't play with her. Don't play with her." And I didn't understand that till my checks start coming back short from the subscriptions of Crazy in Love, till he started putting people, like personally putting people that doesn't me that I had like street beef with on the show. Where's the security at when all them people thought at, like, it was just like, come on, yo, you playing.
Am I the only person that thinks it's weird that Russia has just again had another massive earthquake, 7.8, and this behind me, no, this is a month ago or 2 months ago, it's happening again, yes, right now, just the way it did before. And completely 1000% unrelated, the craziest freaking part of all this. Did you know that just 1 hour before this earthquake went off, we had this happen? That's what the president himself had just said in regards to Russia. And also, is Russia using black magic in their military? We'll get to that in a minute, but the weird thing is that these earthquakes are all showing up in the exact same spot. Like really, very close to each other. And completely 1000% unrelated, again, they're always right down the road from Alaska, basically. What's in Alaska? Nothing. Come right back to all these earthquakes. Now, really quick on the Russian military magic, they got Labubus hanging out in their fighter jets. I'm sure it's just because they like them, right? Of course, these people high up would have no idea of any significance with these, right? And just wait for my video later, because the whole entire world structure has changed. Now back to these Russian earthquakes. It's wild. Of course it's unrelated, not connected whatsoever. We know that, but it's just crazy how it always comes at times of political tension. I showed you guys last time this happened how we had that streak run all across the earth through Alaska and Russia. And of course how the Schumann frequency, which picks up the frequency of the earth, the vibration of the earth, always matches. But these earthquakes are wild and actually unrelated about that thing that just happened. The sound of something that rang out, proved by the sound waves 70 to 90 foot away. Comment below what you think about all this so you can make sure you find my next video. And TikTok bookmark, Revel Addict.
Wait a minute, because I have to show y'all this. Now y'all see all of this?
Where is
Green
this at?
peppers, yellow peppers, red peppers, broccoli. Why is it $27.96 though?
Where are you?
Can anybody tell me why this right here is $27.96?
So
Like, where is that? But we've seen in these videos, don't buy already cut, pre-cut vegetables, because it's all the good part that's not rotten, right? You've seen that. And they always are more expensive. But $27, that amounts probably what? $5, if that? That's a lot of profit they're making off that. And guess what? People will buy it.
Knows that these text messages are insanely fake, right? No one refers to their car as a vehicle unless you're in law enforcement. Nobody says squad car. You would just say, oh my God, I just saw a cop. And why would Robinson be telling his roommate, who he's supposedly in a relationship, my dad has been pretty diehard MAGA? The person you're in a relationship would already know that. No 22-year-old refers to their parent as my old man. Nobody would say, I worry about Prince. I don't know if it had a serial number. And he writes out very clearly a timeline. I had to leave it in a bush where I changed outfits, didn't have the time to bring it with me. I might have to abandon it. I left the rifle wrapped in a towel. Nobody would write step by step.
Oh, that sounds
And when
weird.
he talks about the engravings, he says, mostly a big meme. Young people don't talk like that. Elon Musk talks like that when he's trying to be funny. When he's like, I am become meme. This is so obviously Gen X law enforcement trying to create a narrative. You gotta read these texts for yourself because nobody talks like this. Nobody texts like this, and no young person uses the words vehicle, drop point,
Or adult.
He talks about the other suspect that they grabbed some crazy old dude in similar clothing, interrogated someone. How would he even know that? He's like stopping to look at the news at who they're grabbing. Why would he bother with all of those details? He would just be like, oh my God, they grabbed someone else. Like when you're close with someone and you're texting, you don't write out all of your thoughts like that. You definitely don't write in paragraphs, complete sentences. This is just way too convenient.
This one. Love people with common sense. I am somebody with common sense. I like to think I am, right? But that was beautiful just to see somebody with common sense, because most people would just read that and be like, whatever, whatever. Someone with common sense broke it down right there for you guys.
At a museum, but something strange happens. This lion taxidermist seems to be following the girl with its eyes. This even happens after the girl walks side by side in front of it a few times. Do you think this could be an optical illusion?
Hey man, did y'all hear about the dude in North Carolina, man? They say he was driving on the highway and he seen a man bleeding from like his head, like blood was coming down from his head onto his chest. Like, you know, like he got hit in the head with something. So, of course, he calls 911. So he's on the phone with the operator, and as he talking to her, he feels something jump on the back of his pickup truck. You know, you got a bed on the back of your pickup truck. He said when the thing hit his pickup truck, it was like he hit a pothole, like his truck went up and down. So he cut the bed light on so he could see what jumped in the back of his truck. He said that the damn creature was looking through his rear window. That's when he was telling the operator, like, it ain't human, it ain't human, it ain't human, you know what I'm saying? So he said he took off and, you know, he hit the gas, like, he went like 80 miles per hour, and then he said he just hit the brakes, came to a complete stop. Man, the creature then flew from the back of his truck over on the hood. He said when the thing stood up, it was about 7 feet tall, and it reminded him of like a tall, slender skeleton with a little bit of skin on.
Look at this.
Look
Who
at
is
his
walking?
hair. He had the nicest hair. That Snoop, the real Snoop Dogg, right? All right. Take care. All right.
By the way, we've discovered a base on the backside of the moon.
1965. Airman Second Class Carl Wolf was summoned to Langley Air Force Base, not for a flight, but to repair a piece of failing equipment. The machine belonged to an NSA facility quietly working alongside NASA's Lunar Orbiter program, the first mission to photograph the hidden far side of the moon. While he worked, a technician began to talk and said the images they were processing showed something no one expected.
And then he proceeded to put photographs down in front of me, and clearly in these photographs were structures, mushroom-shaped buildings, spherical buildings, and towers. Then he pulled out one of these mosaics and showed this base, which had geometric shapes. There were towers, there were spherical buildings, there were very tall towers, and things that looked somewhat like radar dishes, but they were large structures.
Wolf says these were the first photos ever taken of the moon's far side, and that what he saw was not natural terrain, but engineered. Then, he says, the technician who showed him the images vanished, and Carl was told to forget what he saw.
And I remember going home and naively thinking, I can't wait to hear about this on the evening news.
Yeah.
And here it is, more than 30 years later, and I hope we hear about it tonight.
But the story never appeared on the evening news. Carl was adamant that what he had seen was real.
And I will testify under oath before Congress that what I'm saying is the truth.
But he never got the chance. Before he could testify, Carl Wolf passed away in a sudden accident, and his story faded into silence. Maybe the far side of the moon isn't just hidden from Earth. Maybe it's been hidden on purpose. What do you think he saw?
Yeah, so why is none of this making any sense? Why is it when they pulled Charlie off, right, and rushed him to hospital, did these guys decide to come straight in the tent, start pulling things down, moving cameras, standing on the chair that Charlie was sat on, and contaminating the whole crime scene? Why was there a book that appeared on Amazon called The Shooting of Charlie Kirk with all of the details in of exactly what happened, but it was published on the 9th? The day before. So they're saying that Tyler entered the campus wearing his normal clothes, his long sleeve t-shirt and his jeans and his cap, and then he climbed on the roof, right? He got changed, he then went into his backpack and he got out his rifle. He then had to assemble the rifle. He then took the shot, right? He then got changed again back into his original outfit. He then, put the gun away, folded all that back down. Then he jumped off the roof, went into the woods, got the rifle out of his backpack, assembled it all together again, then laid it down to be found, and then went home. If he was just ditching evidence, why would he assemble it all together? And the people say, nah, don't get into a conspiracy about all of this. Well, I mean, according to the FBI, Tyler was talking to someone online. That person arranged that rifle and that rifle to be dropped off to him, meaning that there is more than one person involved. So that in itself, well, that's a conspiracy. This is the same person who had allegedly confessed what he had done not only to his father, but his roommate, but then since being arrested, hasn't said a word, isn't confessing anything.
You say he admitted that, confessed?
No, not again. He has not confessed to authorities.
If you think that we are getting the whole truth here, we're not.
Who is that?
Look at this, y'all. Look at this.
LeBron dunks the ball. LeBron, right? Who is this? That's LeBron. Who is that? Who is that? Look at this. Look at this. You trying to tell me is that's LeBron right there, right?
Hidden in plain sight.
Who is this? Right there, look. Right there. Who is this? I'm gonna bring it. Eating popcorn.
Let's talk about the hat. Purple means royalty. And when Melania Trump wore that to meet the royal family of England, that was a clear signal. They wore blue. You know what that means. Even hubby wore a purple tie. And Melania always picks a hat for a certain reason. By Melania wearing it in front of the queen, she's saying, I'm not just any woman. I'm equal to you. That's bold. Melania is saying, I wear the crown too. She also covered her gaze that only the royal family might see. Like she knew something that we weren't supposed to know. She could have been hiding something. You know, the purple veil is a symbol of hidden knowledge. But what I think it was a signal to the elites that are watching. The public only saw fashion. But Melania sent a clear message. You don't get to see the real Melania. And by the queen wearing blue and allowing her to don the purple of majesty, she might be giving her her place.
There's a kids movie that I watched just the other day with my kids. They said that they watched it before. After I watched it with them, I said, absolutely not. No more. Right. Turns out mom stopped it halfway through and I didn't know that. And I don't even know who made it. I assume it's Disney.
Shane, right?
Let's just blame Disney for it. But it's a movie called Brave. And it's a cartoon movie. And there's a lot of red flags in that movie. And I sat and explained to my kids the best I could why they weren't watching it anymore. We'll start off with just the surface level stuff. There's a lot of sexual innuendos in there that don't need to be in kids' movies. And they're manipulating and training my child and your child, anybody's child, for their brain to think a certain direction. And it's grooming our children to be sexual beings well before their time. An example is there was a scene, there was like, I guess, a maid of the kings standing off to the side. You see the vantage point of standing on top of the stairs and she's down below, the amount of cleavage that I saw. And I was just like, that necessary? But it like, and my eyes caught it, and she was like a heavier woman, and I was just like, I don't know, I'm probably overreacting. Like literally the next scene is her running away, and their boys turn into bears at one point, and the third one was missing, and she's like, where's the other one? And it's above her, and the whole thing was she had a key that they needed that was in her blouse. The bear jumps down her blouse to get the keys, and it actually cutscenes. It shows the bear falling, and then it cuts scenes away because it's like you can't show that, but it put the image in my children's mind of, well, what's next? Makes you wonder what's next. There's that, and there's a lot of things we could go, but that's neither here nor there. In the movie, in the woods, there's these blue orbs, and these blue orbs at times seem to be laying the path for the character to follow, and it leads to this big bear that wound up trying to chase and attack the character and kill him and survive. But that bear pops back up later on in the last scene. The last scene, the mom was turned into a bear too, through witchcraft, of course. And the mom bear fights this other bear to save her family, and slams. It's funny. There was a ritual circle, reminiscent of Stonehenge. She slams this big bear into the rock, and it cracks. But this bear is bigger than her, and it kicks her off, and it's the bear's coming to take her out. That big rock breaks and falls on top of the bear and kills him. When that happened, it's like, whew, it's over. And all of a sudden you see this like magical looking thing happen. And then from the bear that's squished under the rock, through the rock appears a blue orb. And that blue orb turned into a man and just looked at them and just went away.
So I was talking to Liz, and she was telling me about the simulation thing, right? And I was thinking, right? So on TV, right, when we pause it, right? Right now, outside to us, the world's paused. We don't know what's going on, right? So it's paused. But if we press play, look what you see those two lines, right? Is that a coincidence, right? Is it a coincidence that our doors, right? They have the same lines. When we're going to go outside, we're ready to press play, right?
Yeah.
When we come outside, we're ready to play the game of life behind our door, right? I was just thinking about it because she was talking about simulations, and I pressed play on it. Man, doors have the same thing, right? And you can make a triangle out of our door right here. Look at it. Here to here is perfectly symmetric, right? So instead of putting everything in plain sight, you know, they do stupid things like this. So now I'm on pause life. Ready? Look at, go on TV. It's playing, right? Hey,
I'm watching.
I'm gonna go play live. Everything's frozen out. Look at, there's nothing there. Watch, nothing there, right? Let the dogs out. Any minute, cars just drive by. Boom. Simulation.
And from a place of people dwelling that they haven't followed what I've been talking about for 15 years and they missed the boat, good news, you missed nothing. One social media post can actually change your life. That is insane to me. I have 15 million followers on TikTok. If I make a piece of content, it will be judged on the content, not on how many followers I have. You might have got motivated by me today, decided to make your first TikTok tonight, and your video might get more views than me. That is a level of meritocracy that is insane. There is no logical reason for a human or a business to not be posting on this era of social media as much content as they possibly can produce every single day.
Takes is one, y'all. I tell you guys, post. Even with these videos, you know, all it takes is one video to get to that next level. Right now, I'm kind of stuck at 20,000. Takes one video, 100,000. Now you're at 50 to 70 every video. Just takes one video, y'all. You never know. And as time's going on, as you're posting these videos every day, right? Now, long form videos, I would say post like 4 days a week because it's all about getting consistent. But if you're going to post shorts, like 30-second clips, every day. And as time goes on, you're going to get more knowledge. You're going to get better. In the beginning, your videos are going to suck. You're going to post 500 videos that suck and get 2 views. Trust me, I did it. Anyways, y'all, I like giving you guys knowledge on. I get a lot of emails, a lot of comments of people wanting to get started. You know, the number one thing, all those questions you got, just start. That's it. Just start walking. Start walking. But anyway, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed today's reaction. You know what to do. You made it this far. Like, comment, subscribe. We're trying to get to 2,000 consistently, right? So hit that like button. Y'all appreciate finally getting back into the groove. Right now, they're outside doing work on my 4Runner, putting new struts and shocks in there. So it should be good to go. Now, after this, my 4Runner is good to go. Just need some cosmetic things like a new roof rack, some running boards, you know, so Mama Bear can get in there. And then that one day when the baby is walking, he'll be able to get in there and, you know, do all that. So that's all I really got to do left to it. I got some LED light bulbs coming in for the front. I got some LED lights for the inside coming in. Little small things, new cup holders, things like that coming in today. So I'll get that all in there today. But that's the plan today, y'all. Hope everyone out there is having a good Friday. We'll see you guys on Saturday for the next one. This is Segovia signing out. Later.